Yo. It's your boy Fleet Jones.
It's your boy Mo Green.
The girl Astanae.
Yes, and we here. We're about to go ham. Speaking of ham, we got a
Ham sandwich. That's right.
big holiday coming. Big holiday. I'm gonna say a holiday because is it really a holy day? We'll talk about this. We're going to try to get into what Thanksgiving means to us now, what it meant, the history of it, or what we think that history is. So, with that said, Mo, what is Thanksgiving to you and your family now?
Thanksgiving to me and my family now is the typical gathering, union, pretty much congregation within the home. Um, we all say what we're thankful for, and pretty much gluttony. It's gluttony, acting the fool, connected with your folks, and just truly being thankful to the Most High for all that we've received this year, and hopefully, not hopefully, He will harvest a new year, which would have better things for us in the future. So that's what my Thanksgiving is in my house at this time.
Okay.
What
Ask
about
Danae.
yours? Go ahead.
Let's see what Ask Danae got to say. What's
Okay, for
Thanksgiving
sure.
to you and your household?
Well, for me and my household, it's about just family getting together, loving on each other. Like, my favorite thing, it's not even so much about, of course, the food is always good, but it's about the preparation of it. Like, I love, like, the night before, the morning
Hmm.
of, getting together, having coffee and making everything, and even the night before, have a little sippy sip while I talk to my fam, I hang with mom, and, prepare dinner for the next day. So it's just like, I love the bonding. So, yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is, the bonding of the family.
That's a nice different perspective. Not so much as just, hey, we getting together eating a meal. You're talking about the process. We're bonding, cooking this and putting our energy into this food and this masterpiece that we're making. That's nice. That is nice and amazing. So man, so y'all food is ready early. If you talk about
Of
overnight,
well,
Mine is
depends on.
prepared overnight. Well, the preparation. I mean,
prep. Okay.
the longest thing is the turkey and the ham, but like everything else is being prepared, and that's pretty much like I said, that bonding time where the mother is in the kitchen, my mom, and my little girl is in there helping her, or my sister in there, and mom is passing down traditional recipes.
Mm-hmm.
So, usually back then it would be the fellas would be in the living room. Grandpa, that's the only time he come out, besides Christmas out of his room, and we all watch football and
Yeah.
talk that shit, and that's how Christmas. I mean, well, sorry, I'm going into. That's how Thanksgiving uh is in my house, man. Christmas be like that too, though. But we ain't talking about Christmas. Harvest Day.
Yeah.
I feel you. Go ahead.
We talk about this harvest day is in the fall, and for me, I used to love growing up because waking up just smelling the food because our food in our household was made during breakfast time. So I had breakfast at home. Then I went I had it lined up. I had a friend I used to go to because theirs were pretty much made it at around lunchtime, about noon, 1 o'clock. Go there, eat. Then I had dinner somewhere else because they always cook their food late. So I had a whole routine that I mean it was a routine that I did for years. Ours is in the morning. I go there somewhere afternoon and then at night. And then it's party time. So
Damn.
man, I had a straight plan. But
Sound like a plus. Sound like a
yeah,
plus,
those were amazing
Okay.
until I started cooking.
man.
Till till I had to
And all
start
the damn
preparing.
dishes too, right?
Man, I do
Uh,
not like doing dishes. I just don't like doing dishes. And listen, and when I do dishes, I don't put them up or dry 'em. I just clean them and just leave them there on the other side of the
oh,
sink.
see, yeah,
And
you need
that's a
help up
bad
in that
habit of
area.
mine. That's a
You
bad
need
habit of
help
mine.
in it. No, you know what? It's not a bad habit, man. It's just in your male gender code where you ain't supposed to be up in there like that. You know what I'm
Oh,
I
saying?
mean, but
That's
I throw
all.
down. I throw down, G. Another thing that I do, I leave cabinets open.
Ah.
oh.
I leave the
I do
cabinets
this.
open.
I do the same thing, man. Cabinets, toilet seat, shit. Hey, do not
It has
refill
to
the
happen,
roll on the
though.
toilet. All kinds of shit. Just pure ninja shit. You know what I'm saying?
Have to hit
Man,
all on the cabinet.
Dude, I get hollered at 24/7. Why you leave the cabinet open? Somebody always running into the cabinet, hit their knee or
Uh-huh.
something. Yeah. Somebody
Yeah.
take a nice little pull dunk in the toilet in the morning. Who
Yeah.
left it open? Hey.
I hope you flush. I hope you flush after you leave that toilet seat
Yes.
up. Oh, that'll be
Oh
bad.
no, I'm a dog. I leave that shit. No, let me stop.
Well,
Let me stop. But you know what, man? With the Thanksgiving gathering, man, this is where everybody can kind of like let loose. You know what I'm saying? Be truly thankful for each other's energy in the household. It's usually always positive. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
Gripes are put on pause for that moment.
Oh,
Seeing
do y'all do the
grandkids
family
go or
jokes?
kids go family jokes.
Yeah, you had that
Dude.
uncle to come over or that auntie to come over. Y'all talk about bad, but you can only talk
Oh,
about within the family.
right.
Outside you can't.
You know what?
Within the family, we go talk
Yep.
You
about
know what? You know what, Fleet? Real quick,
you.
man. Back then, when my grandparents was alive and stuff, our stuff used to be everything that I said, but more, because it was almost like the Cosby Show. Every year,
Uh-huh.
man, we come out, somebody do some. There's like you said, that uncle that's a comedian, or you know. Keisha, she always getting into something. She's super sensitive, or everybody's around, man, and we just have so much fun, man. But that karaoke, man, you talking about busting
Oh,
jokes.
oh
Oh,
man,
Mhm.
that's
Cool.
that's hilarious. That is hilarious. just the games that go on throughout that. I mean, especially the evolution of the games. We got what's the phone game that we got that you put it on your head now, and they got the guess the quote or something. Heads up. I think that's the name of it, Heads Up. And the games, but back then we
wow.
used to play Scramble. Oh man, I
Oh,
used to love the
see,
Scramble games.
you had that nice family. See, we was in the hood. I know you was probably in the hood too. It was dominoes being slammed. You know what I'm saying? Like
hmm We
it'd be
we had those
spades and
spades.
yeah.
Right.
It'd be like all the grown folks doing their thing. The kids is playing around. It just be like a fun filled day, man. But those traditions slowly change with the matriarchs and they passing on and like kids and family
Just,
moving and
just say that it's
separating.
just say it. Ain't no more big mamas because we used to have
That is
Thanksgiving
true.
every Sunday. Every
You're
Sunday.
right. You're right. You're
Thanksgiving was every Sunday. It
right.
wasn't just this day. It was every Sunday. The family got together and Big Mama throw down. Throw
This
down.
is true. This is true.
Every week we used to have Thanksgiving. Which brings me to, you know, where did Thanksgiving really come? When do we start celebrating, or why do we start celebrating? Thanks for what? What are we thankful for? But I'm talking about for the day. I guess there's a lot of things we're thankful for, but how do we just say, okay, on this day, we're going to cook turkey, ham, and a bunch of sides? Now, I know that there's alchemy, and what we did, and we say, this is time for our family. But before then, what was Thanksgiving? How did it come to be? And I'm thinking of I believe it was the Eddie Griffin stand up when he said Plymouth Rock landed on us and the pilgrims and, them coming in and pillaging the land. And if that is the fact of the true history, why do we endorse that and celebrate and give energy to this day?
Okay. Well, I think I might have an answer to this, but Danae, you weigh in on this topic. Like, what do you think?
I think that the reason why people still carry it on is because they've kind of taken their own meaning to it. Like, I
hmm
honestly, the way it started was so messed up. Like, it's horrible. It started out with lies and murder and all that stuff, but this, we carry it on because of what it means to us now. And the origin is terrible, but I feel like because families, we still bond over the holiday. We still, love having that chance to cook and eat good food. And now so much is not, now it's not so much about the history of it. It's about what it means to us personally. So,
Okay.
every now and then I think about that too. I'm like, damn, like it started horribly. It started with a bunch of lies. They just now, people are actually just now acknowledging what really happened, but yeah, it's more so about what it means to people now individually. So we try to
Okay.
look past.
Okay.
Mm. All right. Well, shoot, I believe that us as Black people, I can't speak for every other culture, race, or ethnicity, But I will say for us black people, we tend to take a tragedy and over time turn it into a positive and switch the energy and make it a positive thing.
Hmm.
Um, like Fourth of July, Halloween, Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
Christmas, all of these holidays, realize that these are holidays that we've adopted. And true enough that the origin might be negative or it could have been tragic. We've always find a way to make it very peaceful or
Hmm.
likable. We always, I hate to say it, we put our own drip on stuff and really swag it out. Like
Okay.
anything that we do. So when it comes down to a holiday and full of gathering,
Hmm.
I just think we always look to the positive things of it and we build from there. So, you know, that's just my thoughts on it.
Well, even like Thanksgiving, it's evidence that it was a massacre of, let's say, the Indians or indigenous people or aboriginals that was on these lands. But what about the other massacres? Why do we specifically do Thanksgiving? Why didn't we do like the massacre of Tulsa or those type of massacres, the Black Wall Street when they bombed that? Why don't we celebrate those days of when we were thriving? But we go and do this, do Thanksgiving, the holiday, or which is holiday or holy day. We can get into that a little later. Why Thanksgiving? Why don't we celebrate when we were thriving and it was a genocide, opposed to the Indians genocide?
Mm. Well, Danae, go ahead, weigh in on that. I'm definitely right after you.
Um, the only thing I can really think of is people love to eat. They love to gather up and they love to enjoy food. I mean, it sounds kind of trivial, but when I really
Hmm.
think of it, I'm like,
Because it's simple,
that is
Mm.
you know.
Well,
it's easy
well,
to sell.
oh, well, okay then. Well,
This.
my spin on it, my spin and thought on it is that it's it's more of a holiday for the opposite race, and I don't think that we're ever looked at as even human beings. So for something that pertains to our history or anything of growth and it being destroyed, that part of history they want to erase. So therefore
Hmm.
what we're left with is what they want us to celebrate. So I think that's the reason why none of our holidays or any days are really truly celebrated, because we're not looked at as equal. We're looked at as
Okay.
being beneath. So that's my thoughts
Okay.
on that.
So even still, if it was a destruction or if it's a white holiday, why not go to back to our original Indian cultures or indigenous cultures on this day? Did we always cook turkeys during this day? Did we teach the opposite race, hey, we cook turkeys on this day and this is what we do? So why not go back, use that time to go back to our original culture? And then we got another holiday, Black Friday, that we go out and spend our dollars. So, culturally speaking, why don't we implement our own ancient cultures into that day?
Mm.
I think that we are complacent. Like a lot of times, this is what I don't like sometimes as black people or just sometimes people in period, we can receive information about, hey, this is what's happened. You take that and you just accept it and then don't fight it. And
Mm-hmm.
we just run with it. And then we become complacent and we don't choose to research and say, let me try something new, let me try something different. We don't want to
Mm-hmm.
we don't want to go outside of the box. And I think that's what it is too. Sometimes is that we're so used to this tradition. It's like you're just used to it. Oh, this is what it is. And you don't want to reach out to something new. So I think it's a lot of times it's just complacency. You don't want to do something different. You don't want to reach outside that box. You don't have to celebrate Thanksgiving. You can see what else. You can see what your culture was really about. But
Mm-hmm.
some people choose to just keep a blind eye and stay in a box.
Okay.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Well.
Well,
Mm.
is it safer to just keep that blind eye and just go with the flow? Well, everybody thinks this way. Let me think this way.
Mm. You
Could
know
be,
what?
but
It- Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, like it may feel safer, but it's not because you're just sitting around in ignorance. And if you feel something tugging at you, like okay, maybe I should see what else is out there. It may feel safer, but it's not because you're just like tricking yourself. You're lying to yourself, you know, and you're depriving yourself because we have some good history, but we need to get out there and, you know, see what it's about.
You know
Definitely
what?
do.
You used a good. Hey, you know what, Fleet? She used a good PC word, and that was complacent. But because I'm just a ninja, I'm gonna say lazy. I just want to say lazy. It's because we have a phone in our hand, an actual wireless library that's in
Mhm.
our pocket, purses, and it takes less than 10 seconds to come up with some kind of pathway or result to looking for answers to your question. And it's really at this point no excuse. I do believe that it is some of it where we are scared to maybe know something different. I
Mhm.
believe that it is part of it being lazy. And then it's a part of really some people just like, I don't care. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, what's happening now is what matters. What's been tradition now is now something I hold dear to my soul and I don't want to change it.
Mhm.
So it's so many different variables. You know what I'm saying? But these are some of the common variables that people have.
Yeah. And this is even evidence that, they took the land just within like something that's called like the Land Grab Act, where like the 13 colonies came in and passed certain laws. And I can just talk about the Iroquois Nation, because when you think of the Constitution, the Iroquois Confederacy wrote that Constitution, and those presidents that came after pretty much stole it, or um, was not copywritten, but what do you plagiarize the Constitution from that? Because there was nations within the, like the six nations of the Iroquois Confederacy, that they came up with certain laws just to protect those certain nations. And I'm going to just say Indians because that's the name that people know, but they really called themselves Moors, and everyone called them Moors because that meant copper colored people. So even when Christopher Columbus came over here, he thought this was India because same kind of complexion of people that he seen in India. So just going in and them pillaging the land and just taking over the government, even back then, you have to think like, how did they learn this? Well, of course, they learned from those ancient Indians or Iroquois or those five nations, or later, they call the Six Nations, um, and then just implemented their cultures as a way by threat, coercion, and force. And I feel that we still live through those traditions today. So,
I'm with
with
you
that
on that.
said, what's a game that's always played as a reminder? The Cowboys versus the Redskins every Thursday during Thanksgiving.
Wow.
That star represents America. The Redskins, we all know who that is. That game is played every Thanksgiving as a reminder that we've got you. And it keeps that energy going and flowing. And a lot of people just constantly feed into that. But it's glad that we've changed it, just like the N word. I'm just going to say it, nigga, just like that. We changed it to make it somewhat more as acceptable and not as harmful is what it is. But we cannot deny facts. Can't
And
deny that.
about that, thinking about when I'm like, Happy Thanksgiving. That's some bullshit. Because look at how it started, and the fact that they still, play that game and everything. Like, come on now. Like, that's true. We're getting reminders. Like, we're constantly getting reminders that there's no equality, but still celebrate. That's not even
Yeah,
going to change.
not going to change. But the one good thing is that we've created a form of alchemy, taken a bad situation and made a bad situation good and enjoyable for our family, our friends, and our community. Because this energy on this Thursday, it's a lovely energy. Everybody's peaceful. I see so many smiles every Thanksgiving. Everybody's happy Thanksgiving, just greeting. It's like an increased awareness of just positivity during that day. And that's what I enjoy. But with that said, it's your boy Fleet Jones.
It's your boy Mo Green.
Girl asked Danae.
And as I say in parting, the sky's the limit. And we're going to continue to go straight up.
Right up. Later.
Change. Niggas in the point ain't changed. Yeah.